going to demonstrate a way to work in the direction of Bhuja Pidasana using the wall. That will help with flexibility. So, coming close to the wall, separating the feet. You want the feet and the knees turning out at an angle, and then come down and come close to the wall. So you'll see how close feels most comfortable for you. And then we've got our knees up to the sides, the wall supporting the back. And then from here, pull the two sitting bone skins towards each other as if you're lifting a little bit away from the floor. Feel the lower belly tucking in, and then wiggle the fingertips forward, stretching out the back, holding there for a couple breaths, and then bringing your hands towards you. You can turn the palms upwards and let the head drop here. Okay, another way to work on Bhuja Pidasana is jumping forward. So working on having heavy hands and light legs and light feet. So you come into a downward facing dog. Look forward, soften the elbows so the elbows are not blocked. And then come onto the high onto the toes, suck in the lower belly, and then inhale, hopping forward. So if you can get the feet in front of the hands, you can do that. If that doesn't work, you could also hop forward and bring the feet just behind the wrists. Now from here, we're going to work on the strength of our wrists, our fingers, our arms, by squeezing the elbows towards each other as if something is pressing them away. So we're looking for elbows over the wrists. Make sure you've got your palm pulling up in your carpal tunnel to make space in the wrist so you don't injure your wrist. And then from here, we're going to keep the hands where they are, but wiggle, 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 wiggle the toes forward, 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 and try to keep the elbows pressing back until you feel like, oh, okay, that's as far as I'm going to go. And then from there, look at your elbows, make sure the elbows are directly over the wrists, and then press the arms into the legs and press the legs into the arms. So they're resisting one another. And holding here, squeeze the fingertips, lift the center of the palm, lift the carpal tunnel. And once you've stayed there for a few breaths, then okay, another way to work on Bhuja Pidasana, once you feel like you can get the feet a little bit more forward of the hands, is like this. So either hopping in front or hopping to the side and wiggling the feet forward. And once the feet are here, then we want to press our hands firmly into the floor. Squeeze the elbows towards each other as if something's pushing them away. Make sure to have a look, elbows directly over the wrists. If the elbows are way forward, it's not going to work. You need to bring some weight back. And then from here, coming on to the tippy toes, we're squeezing our legs into the arms, but the arms are also pressing out, so we're getting that resistance. And then we're just going to bring one leg on the arm. Bhuja Pidasana means arm pressure, so we're pressuring our arm, and then squeeze the other one. Once you can stay there, doing one leg at a time for a little while, and there's no wrist pain, you feel strong, then maybe you try to work on 2 feet, and then from there, maybe you cross, squeezing the fingertips into the floor, not to injure the wrists. And then, slowly, slowly, you're going to be really on the path forward. So, Bhuja Pidasana, arm pressure pose. Coming into downward facing dog. We're going to squeeze our fingertips. Make sure we're protecting our wrist by lifting the center of the palm and the carpal tunnel. And then we feel like we have heavy hands, light feet, and we lightly jump in front of our hands. From here, we're making sure we have our chaturanga arms, like strong, strong arms. And then we lift one foot, lift the other foot, cross at the ankles, squeeze the fingertips, and then start to tilt forward. Point the toes, let the toes point backwards, and slowly coming down to the floor. Holding here for a few breaths, and then we can